What is up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode. Everybody hates black men. Again, my name is Edward Anderson. So today we're going to talk about DDG and Hally Bailey breakup after 2 years of being together and after 8 months of after they had their child. Now, a lot of people like to hate on DDG. A lot of folks were waiting on this breakup to happen. They're gonna wanna throw out the narratives. I'm hearing this at basically, late Thursday, October the 4th. This article came out yesterday, so I already know in the weekend it's gonna be the relationship. Black men ain't nothing. Black men always putting a baby in a woman and just leaving her. So I'm going to break it down today, what's going on, what it means, and why it matters, which it really doesn't, but you're watching this video, so we're going to break it down. So, and we'll read this article as well. This is from TMZ, so take that with a grain of salt. But we'll go through it, and I'm going to give my thoughts, share some other people's opinions on it as far as some stuff I saw on X, because that's always lovely. So, let's get this going. In fact, so Hally Bailey and DDG are no longer a couple. The rapper just announced their split on social media. Interesting how he mentioned it. He's the one that announced it. DDG says, after much reflection and heartfelt conversations, Hally and I have decided to go our separate ways. This decision was not easy, but we believe it's the best path for both of us moving forward. So I'm going to speak on that in a little bit, but let's keep going with this article. Hally and DDG share a son, Halo, together, and DDG says they will co-parent the child. The former couple first went public with their relationship in March 2022, and now DDG says, I cherish the time we spent together and the love we shared. So basically they were together 2.5 years. He adds, despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We're still best friends and adore each other. Of course you do. DDG says he and Hally cherish the bond they've built and the beautiful moments they share when they were together. But now it's time for a new chapter. And that's basically what that is. That's not nothing to basically go over. TMZ, if anything, they're not but brief. So let me break some of this stuff down. Basically, they were together 2.5 years. If you look at those 2 years, she came out with Little Mermaid. She came out with The Color Purple, not a great run. Little Mermaid made its money back, but didn't make what the other movies made. The Color Purple lost money. None of these things are, by the way, her fault. Little Mermaid, she's more of the central actress than The Color Purple. But so Little Mermaid might be a little bit more of her, but obviously it did make money, but it didn't perform. It kind of underperformed. Now, and DDG is done what DDG has always done. He's still trying to get into the foray into music, which is having, it's having social media success, but it's not really having success where he's blowing up. Let's just be real about that. But he still makes money. Now, if you compare how much both of these people make or have made, the biggest lick that Hally Bailey has gotten is the $1.5 million check that she got from the Little Mermaid. And so it's saying, from what I've seen, that she's worth like $3 million. I've seen that from pretty much everybody saying $3 million. So she does not have as much money as people like to claim that she does. I mean, she's 24 years old, and a lot of people, one of the arguments is that she needs to date somebody on her level. She needs to date somebody on her level. Now, one of the things that gets on my nerves about that conversation, or that rhetoric, or that talking point, is these people never like to suggest who is on her level. Notice how, and I promise you, whenever you're on X, YouTube, whatever, and if you come across a comment like this or something like that, you always hear this date on your level thing. First of all, if she was on her level, then that does not mean that this outcome would not be the case. And the second thing is, DDG is on her level. Now, is she more famous than DDG? Yes. But financially, he is on her level. In fact, there are a lot of reports that say DDG has much as $8 million. So I think it's that high? Probably not. It goes from 2 to 8 million. So he either has a million less to her, which the only reason why is because of that check that she got from the Little Mermaid, or or he has way more money than her. So financially, yeah, she's more famous than him. I'm not denying that. She'll be more famous than he will be, most likely. I'm not denying that. Her financial potential, in my opinion, is a little bit more. If DDG keeps doing the same stuff, her potential is a little bit higher than his. Absolutely. But the reality is, nobody never gives a list of people that these chicks should date. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of the dudes a lot of the peanut gallery out there knows these dudes are in their mid-30s by the time they really take off. Damson Idris is 33. Michael B. Jordan is 36. So if you look at a lot of dudes out there, in my personal opinion, if they're black men, unless they're the perfect guy, they can't be right. It will never be right. And even if they are the perfect guy, the reality is he didn't marry her. As if most of these chicks out here want to get married. I don't think Hally wanted to get married. It wasn't that serious. And dudes are not going to demand marriage. Dudes are not demanding marriage for women. If a dude can first of all, people act like he's getting a come up by having a kid with her. Not really. I mean, she's famous. And yeah, him being connected to her is okay, but it's not really the lick that people think it is. It's really not. It's really not. This is the same. I mean, her sister is way more visible than she is right now, and it's not like people are just lining up to get with Chloe. These are not ugly chicks at all. And so this idea that she's pulling him from obscurity, this narrative that he needs her, he's beneath her. Women gotta really get over that, because that's what keeps y'all single. And she's even had to check women a few times. Not as hard as Simone Biles, but she's had to check folks. Because a lot of these women, they live vicariously through these people. And they really talk about what they won't do. The reality is, none of y'all are getting a dude that has the kind of financial potential as DDG. And let's be clear, Hally Bailey is actually not even... She's barely in the top 3 chicks of dudes he's dated. Ruby Rose looks a lot better than her. Now, Hally is overall better than Ruby Rose. Definitely better somebody to have a kid with. Absolutely no question. And she's cute. But Ruby Rose clearly looks better than her. It's not super, but it's very obvious. And it's actually another chick he dated too that was in the streaming world. And the thing is, a lot of the folks like to hate on these streamers because they don't really gravitate their fame, because their fame is more for disease as the same as hers. And so I would challenge anybody, especially if a female comes across this video, or anybody, if you all have an issue with this dude, please tell me who she should be with. Give me some names. And if you can't give me some names, then you kind of need to shut up. Straight up. It's, so this, and it's this narrative too with Jonathan Owens. He's not as good. He's an NFL player. He's not as good as Simone Biles. She's a 2-time Olympic medal. And to me, all of that is they need to be with white people. You think that your status, it's the same thing with Serena Williams, same thing with Venus Williams, same thing with Eve. You all think your status gives you white womanhood, and therefore you should be with non-black men. Be honest as to that's what you all are looking for. Be honest. Be honest, because if you're not, please correct me and give me some of the black dudes that she can date that's within her age, because she's under 24, so her brain hasn't fully developed right. Now, as far as the marriage situation per se, let's be honest. There's always this argument that the man is the reason why they're not married before they have a kid. At the end of the day, it is her body, her choice. Lord knows in this election cycle, that's something y'all keep reminding us. As you can see, Lord knows that's what you all keep reminding us of. So, with that being said, she didn't have to have a kid. They didn't have to have unprotected sex. That's consensual. And so this is narrative that he got her pregnant, he put a baby in her, as if she has no agency. You think she didn't want that kid? You think she would have had that kid if she didn't want that kid? And quiet as it's kept, I think this was the case with Nia Long and Ime Adoko, and I covered that here. Check that out. I actually put the link in the description for that video. I covered that situation. Quiet as it's kept, a lot of these dudes be open to marriage. They be open to marriage. In fact, Ime Adoko wanted to marry her. Don't believe me? Nia Long was a fiance for the longest time. So clearly she wouldn't have claimed that if it was if she wasn't open to it. It's the women that don't be wanting to get married. And a lot of these chicks do not want to be getting married. You do not get 1 in 4 black women will never be married without these chicks not wanting to get married. There's this argument that black men are just not marrying them, and let me be very clear here. If let me be very clear here. If you have a child out of wedlock, that's the woman's fault. Because the reality is, if you do, it is your choice to have that child out of wedlock. That's I mean, I don't even know why we're arguing this. So the narrative is always, and for some reason, like black women in particular, they always want to be, it's something about DDG. I know it's probably because he's short, he's not famous enough in their mind. And then same thing with Jonathan Owens, as if these chicks really care about Simone Biles like that. They use Simone Biles as a proxy to try to attack black men. Look at this is why Simone Biles has even had to check that situation. Hally is kind of in the same boat, although she doesn't get used as a proxy as much. But and it's not just black women, white men use her as a proxy too, with that Little Mermaid stuff and the woke attacks and stuff. But ultimately, let's be very clear here. You see DDG with that kid more than Hally. Obviously, she has a career. She's trying to start back up. It's been some time since both those movies kind of came and gone. And so she's trying to get some stuff going. That's probably what they're talking about when it comes to paths. That little boy has 2 sets of grandparents. Both that don't have to work if they don't want to work. Both of his parents has money. They actually have comparable money. And as of right now, I think he makes more money than her. So, and will that change? Probably. And if it doesn't change, then that probably means her career is not going where it should be going. And so women need to really stop acting like they don't understand that they be creating soul ties with these men. And it's 2024. Stop acting like y'all don't understand that. Stop acting like she did not make a decision to do what she wants to do. Stop acting like that. Stop acting like she just got a baby put in her and then she's getting left. She just got a music video she put out. She got her body back. Kudos to her. She's trying to get this career back started. That's probably what she wants to focus on. She probably doesn't want to have to deal with a relationship because she doesn't strike. She's not the type of chick that jumps from person to person to person. And it probably is what it is. And that is what it is. These are 2 consenting adults that made a consenting decision. And truth be told, now that she has a child and she has a kid, her look is still there, her body is still there, all that stuff, it's done. It's done. So she ain't got to worry about that. She doesn't have to worry about, well, I'm getting to 26, 27, 28. Do I want to have a kid? I'm in my 30s. Do I want to have a kid? She's doing it. She did it at the right time. Should she have got married? Sure. People can say that. But stop acting like these people are not, like this kid is going to suffer because of it. Last thing I'm going to say, people forget, DDG was like very smart in school. So genetically, as far as genetically and culturally, that boy is in good hands. And because of the type of career that DDG does and makes his money with, he has control of his time. Even more so than she does. So at the end of the day, let's stop playing this game like their son is going to be a victim of, the way black people procreate. Stop doing that. And stop trying to put that on the narrative. But, you already know he's about to get hate. And DDG is one of the reasons why I title my series EHBM. So anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think DDG fumbled Hally Bailey? Why do you think they broke up? Do you think she's trying to get her career, back on track and the relationship is in the way? Do you believe she actually has somebody else in mind and you about to hear an announcement that she's with somebody else? Do you actually think she can and will upgrade from him? Because technically, I do believe Hally is an upgrade from Ruby Rose. Do you think the Usher situation had something to do with it? I didn't mention that, but there was a situation that happened a week prior to this where Usher tried to, I guess, put a cherry in Haley's mouth, and DDG had a problem with that. Do you think that might have caused it? So let me know what your thoughts are. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Black Men. Shout out to anybody. If you got to this point in the video, shout out to you. Type in Fumble in the comment section if you got to this point in the video. And with that being said, make sure you check out the links in the description. Make sure you check in with a like, check out with a comment, as well as subscribe if you're new. And with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.